Good evening. My name is Adam Cavalier, and this is my quick trend analysis and investment proposal for my pattern recognition class at Full Sail University. Let's jump right in. First, let's go over the index of what's in this presentation. Starting with, I chose 10 companies, my top 5 choices and my bottom 5 choices, and I'm going to analyze them in the company overviews. I'm going to give you a sales breakdown by category. We're going to talk about trends and then, of course, my investment suggestion. So let's jump right in. My top 5 vendors are Starbucks, Subway, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, and Wendy's. My bottom 5 vendors are Moe's, Firehouse, Steak and Shake, Jersey Mike's, and Noodles & Company. Before we start getting into the analyzing part of it, let's first break down the sales by category because I think it's important to build your foundation based on what is the categories that people are eating. What are people eating? First and foremost, obviously, burger is the leader, followed by snack, sandwich, chicken, pizza, and then ethnic food. Burgers are obviously killing it, though. So let's jump right over to the analyzing part because it's pretty self-explanatory. Starbucks is the first one I chose to talk about. They've got a lot of locations with 13,930 locations. They have 13 billion in system-wide sales. Really solid company. They have an incredibly highly educated staff. They take pride in making sure that their staff is not only educated, but they invest in them with stock options and loyalty programs. 41% of their stores, meaning 5,700 out of 13, are licensed. And when you have licensed stores, they get menu designs, equipment, training and support, food, promotions, and on-site visits. So obviously, Starbucks has a really good system in place that makes them a really solid franchise and a very safe investment. Subway, 10 billion in sales, 25,000 locations. However, Subway is one of those where you have to take a second, step back, and realize that they actually just closed 1,100 locations in 2018. That's the lowest they've had. They are right now at the lowest number of locations since 2011. However, on the positive side, the reason that I put them in my top 5 choices is because their Subway spokesperson talked about why they're closing their locations, and he said that though we have fewer locations, we're going to make sure that those fewer locations are more profitable locations. So when you're thinking about conservative investing or investing in future company and the future of a company, Subway is really focused right now on having less locations but more profits from each specific unit. So you should see maybe their total units go down, but the profits per unit should be going up. Obviously, they're focused on profitability over franchise growth and expansion, which makes them an interesting investment choice. Burger King, one of the leading categories, burgers. Really solid 10 billion in sales, 7,000 locations, increased by 70 over the last between 16 and 17. Their sales are up after a marketing Super Bowl promotion in 2019 by 1.7%. They're actually adding breakfast to the menu to boost their sales. They're enhancing their guest experience through restaurant imagery, technology and service, really important. App development, which is that technology side. They're enhancing their drive-thru, and their drive-thru was actually rated one of the 2018 fastest drive-thru service by the QSR drive-thru study. Really important. That's an important trend you're going to find between successful franchises and unsuccessful ones. The ones with the better service end up being more successful and having better sales. Growing in domestic and international markets around 1%, so that's a positive. And they're planning on seeing a net growth of 6% following the opening of another 1,000 restaurants worldwide over the next year. One of my favorite restaurants, personally, is Chick-fil-A. 9 billion in sales, 2,200 units as of 2017. Growth of 140 units between 16 and 17. One of the reasons I chose them as one of my favorites is because they are very technology driven, which is one of the biggest trends we're seeing right now in quick service restaurants. Digital sales make up 20% of their sales. They've seen a 16% increase in sales at the end of 2018. They're focused on technology and convenience. They revamped their app and loyalty program, really important. In 2018, they just revamped that, and they're growing their loyalty program. And as of 2019, they're going to be the 3rd largest chain determined by sales. So obviously, they are on the rise. Wendy's, included because obviously they're in the burger category, 5,700 units, 9 billion in sales. They've grown by 30 units. They've added some new sandwiches in 2018 to increase their revenue by 7.4% year over year. which is exciting because the forecasted was 400 and they beat it by 7.4%. And they also have this incredible four-step plan that they've initiated that I think puts them in one of the investment opportunities where they are driving same restaurant sales higher. They're trying to market their menu to slowly increase profits. And I think that means they're going to change their marketing and they're going to do new marketing with their menu, hopefully some digital, expand the number of restaurants globally, broaden digital platforms to enhance customer experience. That's going to be one of the big ones to keep a lookout for Wendy's. Moe's, slow and steady conservative investment opportunity. They have a new menu strategy. They're known as one of the friendliest, and they're trying to maintain that. So from a marketing strategy, they're actually a pretty solid company to look at. Their loyalty app, which is obviously really important technology-wise, has grown to 2 million users in over 3 years. They also have a very interesting niche, which is catering. They have in-house catering. I think that puts them in one of the better categories. Firehouse Subs, 1,000 locations. They've grown 54 between 16 and 17. They doubled their store count from 500 to 1,000 in the last between 2012 and 2016. They're taking advantage of a fragmented sandwich market and trying to grow their in-house delivery and menu innovation with new sandwiches. They're also launching a new national advertising campaign that's focused on digital and video, that technology side. Hopefully soon you'll see an app and reward loyalty program. I wouldn't be shocked if you see that coming up soon. Steak and Shake, it's kind of a sad story, but I think this is one of those risky yet somewhat, this would be like hitting the lottery kind of ordeal, the next Facebook. Their sales has declined. They were losing $100,000 a day. Their store sales went down 7.1% in 2008. They've closed down 57 locations. They have a very low system-wide sales. They have a high cost. They're labor intensive, and they have poor service. Their operating costs were sadly negative $30,754 in 2008, and they've lost. They went down from 116 million to 103 million customers, and they're still falling. Really negative, right? But on the flip side, in the last year, they have changed and revamped a lot of their locations and somehow jumped 51.5% due to these changes. That's why I put them on here. I think this is one of those hidden gems where they've just been doing things wrong. And if you look at the trends of today, they have the opportunity to jump on board with these trends and probably outdo the other competition. That's why I included them. It'd be like my number 2 investment choice. Jersey Mike's. I think this is a really important investment opportunity to look at because they have an incredible franchise support program. They have really solid sales. They have a lot of stores, 1,300 stores. They've grown 156 stores between 16 and 17, so they're growing. They've seen a 19% growth in their sales between 2016 and 17. And again, I think one of the biggest things are they're not that expensive to open, and they have incredible support training for each franchise specifically with methodical hands-on training. It makes Jersey Mike's kind of a leader in that industry. Noodles & Company is my final company. I wanted to add an ethnic company to kind of get one in each category. I think Noodles & Company is an interesting gem. It's kind of like Steak and Shake, where they haven't lost as much as Steak and Shake, but they were in the negative in 2017, and they're slowly fixing that with the change to zucchini noodles, which lowered their cost of goods. They're starting to work on a digital marketing and reward program, and they're investing in their company to meet convenience needs for customers. So this is a company that I think you're going to see rise in the next couple of years. Now that we've learned that, I'm sure you've noticed some trends throughout each one of these successful and somewhat unsuccessful companies. Technology being the number one factor. Technology-based menus, drive-thrus, customer engagement, apps, loyalty program really help enhance sales. Enhanced customer interaction obviously enhances sales. You need speed of service. People at quick service restaurants expect speed of service. So drive-thru, speed of service, and digital technology is really important when we're talking about the success of one of these franchises. Charity work can be seen as something, promotions and sales, number of locations, and industry category kind of tie in together. Um, Sometimes you may think that the burger place is going to be the best, but if the just because it's best in category doesn't mean it's going to make the most profit. Mobile apps are very important, training and franchise support. So here's my suggestion. Based on this very fast analysis, I think that being a very conservative investor myself, that Chick-fil-A is a very successful option. They're incredibly solidified in their niche of chicken sandwiches. Their tech is trending within the QSRs, and they're the leaders in the tech side of the digital sales. They have an incredibly good revamped loyalty program, and they are definitely growing. And I just wanted to say this as like a side thing that shows how important I think Chick-fil-A is. I think that it is a conservative investment, but I think what's really important is that when you think of McDonald's, for instance, if I went up to a stranger and said, "What do you think when you think of McDonald's?" I'm going to get a bunch of different answers. When I go up and I say, "What do you think of when you think Chick-fil-A?" Chicken sandwich. Chicken sandwich. That's it. Not hash browns, fries, ice cream, salads, wraps. It's just chicken sandwiches. And they've done a really good job of solidifying themselves in that niche market, which means I know that if I invest in them, they're not only going to have the best quality, but they're going to have incredible, they're trending right now. They're keeping up with the trends. So they have great quality product. We don't have to worry about that. We just have to keep creating opportunities for them to rise and keep up with the trends. So I think they're a really good, safe investment opportunity for any company. Hope you've enjoyed my presentation. Here are my references. Take care.